All right. So our next guest, we've had both of them on. One of them we've had twice, but we've never had them both on. We have both Dan Milan and Cody Milan, the Milan brothers. Welcome back to the Wing Sauce Podcast. Dan, for the third time, I believe. Cody, for the second time. Or is this?
Yep.
Would this be the third time for you, Cody?
Dude,
No, this is the second time. That's the second time I've been on.
You came on with Scars, right? The first time?
Yeah, me and Scars.
I thought you guys have been on together, but I think it's just me hanging out with both you guys at the same time too much that I'm getting everything my wires crossed here a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, but you know what? Not enough. Not enough.
That's right. It's not enough.
Yeah.
So, and then, Dan, right, when you joined, you were like, hey, do you guys hear anything in the background? And I don't really hear it too much. It's kind of faint noises, but if anybody is listening, he is in the gym right now working on his craft, playing basketball. Are you playing basketball? Or
a PTO for the Pistons.
Yeah, they need your help anyway.
No, I'm the video coach for all the UWM employees. You know, just scouting. Getting ready to draft for this coming spring season. Intramurals.
Smart. It's very smart.
Hey, you got it, man. You got to fucking be prepared.
Oh yeah. Well, what's new with you guys, Cody? There's a lot to discuss with you. You've been we've been seeing a lot of highlight reel goals for you.
Dancing.
You fun out there. Yeah, we'll definitely get to that. But how are you liking it out there in Norfolk?
Oh, it's nice. I mean, I live like in Virginia Beach area, so like my house right now is like right on the ocean, so can't complain about that. Like the weather is like, I mean, it's not like 75 and sunny every day, but it's like, 50s out and go play golf and stuff. So I've just been enjoying it, and definitely different from, living in Michigan or places that I've been living in before.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Norfolk.
Go ahead, Dan.
What? I was gonna no, short little side story, man. When I was playing down in South Carolina, we were looking to take a nice trip up to Norfolk, play the Admirals, the team that Cody's currently playing for, and it was slightly delayed because our bus driver parked in the mud, and he spun the back tire out and lit the bus on fire. So
no way.
Yeah, dude. Half the fucking bus was literally like, that was right where I slept too. So that was it was a good spot, hot spot.
Everybody's got a good bus story. That is certainly a good one, but that's the best part about playing is the bus stories.
Oh yeah.
And it's better on like you probably were on a sweet team though, like the bus was probably great, but it's better on the worst. The worse the team is, the better the bus stories become, because the bus is just hot garbage and it'll break down everywhere typically. And then when you have a sweet bus, then it's like, all right, yeah, it's cool. You have a sleeper bus, it's all perfect. But the better stories come from when the bus catches on fire or something like that.
When it breaks down.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. But Cody, how's it going this year? It looks like you're tearing it up. So how do you like Norfolk, the team, kind of the league, I guess? You've been, I don't know if you get classified as a vet yet, but you're kind of getting your feet wet for sure. And how's that progression going? It looks like you've made some strides this year.
Yeah, no, it's been good. I mean, coming here is, I knew I was going to get like some good opportunity to play and play in some key situations. So, yeah, like the hockey part of it's been good. Like I've had a pretty successful year to this point. Obviously looking to always do better and stuff. But we got a great group of guys, mixture of like some older guys, some rookies. So we got a good mix. And yeah, like I said, like the weather, especially in the South Division. I played in my first year. I was playing in like the Central, so it was all like Michigan teams, Ohio teams, like West Virginia. So yeah, it's like nice going to Florida. Like this Orlando, Florida, Jacksonville. So it's nice, like always going to those like spots, getting off the bus, and it's like
always in the heat,
sunny out. Yeah, so
that's
it's been
beautiful.
good. I mean, it's been a good year. Still got 30 games left, so still making some strides here and try and get on a streak for our team and get some wins. So, but yeah, it's been good.
So I know that the question's going to come up at some point because I mean, the video's been everywhere, man. But so you scored. Was it an OT winner?
No, it was wait, which question? I don't know what you're gonna ask.
The dance.
Oh no, it wasn't OT winner. Just a
They were down by 5
goal.
goals.
No,
They were down by 5.
No, I'm kidding.
Could never do that. It'd be so bad.
That'd be so disrespectful.
Wait, walk through it. I know. Wait, walk through it for people that don't know, because it's been literally. I mean, Barstool posted it. It's been like on all hockey Twitter and Instagram and everything. But how did that start?
So for people that don't know, I did the gritty after a goal, and you can look up the gritty. A lot of the football guys do it after they score. They basically tiptoe around, like throw their arms back and forth, and like do this kind of stuff. And so I'm always the guy in the room that's always dancing, like doing those moves just off the ice. And it kind of was like a joke. Everyone's like, "Oh, you got to do it after you score," and like I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, I literally will do it." And people like, I don't know, like they don't understand. Like I'll actually do something like that. It's not really showboating. It's just a fun, quick little thing. And I was waiting for the right time. Obviously, I was hoping that I scored a goal again, because otherwise I could never do it. But thankfully, I scored. But go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, if you guys haven't seen, Dan and Cody are always dancing around on the ice.
Yeah,
it's quite a few dance videos. It's not new.
It was nothing new to bring out a quick little move like that, and I was just waiting for the right time. Like obviously I couldn't do it if we were down like 3-0. It just looked stupid. So I think we went up 3-1. So I was like, it's a good time to do it. And after, all the boys were like, "No way, I can't believe you just did that. Like it's gonna go viral." And I was like, I mean, it might. I was like, I don't know. Like you never know with that stuff. Someone might pass it over. But yeah,
you were just glad you scored at that point, right?
Yeah. Spit and Chicklets picked it up. Barstool picked it up. And it was a crazy 24, 48 hours after that happened. Pretty fun.
So there's somebody named Rob Niali who just asked if we could see an example of the gritty, and he wanted me to do it, but I don't want to do it. So Robbie, if you're listening, you can look up the video of Cody doing it. I think he crushed it. So thank you for the comment too, by the way. I appreciate that.
That was a great way to deflect, by the way.
Dude, it's been a lot of preparation, a lot of practice going into that move. I saw it coming as soon as he picked that corner. It was like, yeah, this guy watched plenty of film, NFL film, and we obviously have plenty of practice as brothers. I mean, we got to be up there. Like, listen, I'm a humble guy, but I will say that, like, with all of our videos combined, me and Cody, we got to be up there around 10 digits of views, baby. I don't know, but
yeah, it's probably up there. Did you see? I mean,
sure.
Dan, I'm sure you did, and Cody, I don't know if you would want to look at the comments of your own video, but I was really surprised when you do something like that. That's so out of the realm. You would expect a bunch of negative comments just because there's the people that it's like the kind of baseball pimping homers or whatever people who don't like it. But I was actually surprised. Everybody loved it and actually thought it was sweet. So that's gotta feel good.
No, I definitely was going through the comments and the mentions. I was like, I want to see what people are saying. And I was like, some people, there's one bad comment, but some people are like, damn, that was clean. I didn't know they didn't hit the gritty like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know. It was good to see that people actually appreciated it, but
so wait, hold on, Dan. Out of 10, what would you rate Cody's gritty?
I mean, well, first off, dude, he's getting 9 points for originality in the ice. I mean, nobody's done it. I've never seen. Now you see videos of guys that are doing it on the ice, and I had a kid on my team because I posted it right as soon as that happened. I posted it on my Instagram, and I got a bunch of my boys that I coach. And it was the next day where the kid busted it out on the ice. So it was he stayed. It's a new trend for sure. There's people around that are doing it. We're not even seeing. So
I got to show this comment love real quick.
Yeah. I was going to say, I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah. Big fan of the Milan brothers. And as well, Alex Tonj. Alex Tonj is actually my roommate, and he's upstairs right now. So I'll tell him that you gave him some love.
There you go.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
No way. Well, that's a pretty good house. I mean, we got a lot of points in that house.
Yeah. I mean, this is the house you want to be in. It's right on the beach.
Yeah.
This is the chill house though. We're pretty chill. You come up, you just catch us burning some candles and playing some PGA 2K. You know,
I'm glad
nothing
you
crazy
said
goes on here.
I love
Some nice spa music on in the background.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah, it's
ambiance.
relaxing. Yeah,
So, but
we're all about
before,
the vibes.
oh yeah, but before we get the comments rolling in, I'm kind of curious. I know we've asked both of you guys kind of separately, but we're gonna ask a one-on-one situation on the ice, not street hockey. We're talking on the ice. Who's winning that in the corner, Cody or Dan?
Like we're talking like in the corner, like one like battle in the corner.
Oh yeah,
Ooh, I don't know. Like it's tough to
I would
say.
say-
Like we've had so many
We got-
battles that like I can't just be like, oh, like I would win for sure. Like because we've had so many battles that like they've gone either way. Like it's just you never know who's gonna come out on top in those battles. Like it's always a battle though. Like it's never gonna be easy for anybody.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like we kind of know what each other does. I mean, for the amount of times that we just stick handled in the freaking driveway, like, you know, when you were young and we were both like, you know, in grade school, it was like, you know, at this point, it's just you have fun doing it. I mean, if it's in the corner and I'm in my prime, like, there's no question I'm walking out of there with the puck, and I'll probably.
Yeah, I don't know. See, I don't know about that though.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
Well, I will say,
I went the
I'm just
humble
kidding.
route. I
I'm
tried to
kidding.
give you props.
yeah, no, I
Yeah,
would
well,
say it's difficult
kidding.
as a forward though. As a forward, if you're setting up the situation in the corner and you got to get to the net, that's tough because a D doesn't really have to really buy. They just got to stay between you. I think if Cody's got speed coming to through the neutral zone 1-on-1, I don't know. He might make you look silly, Dan. But
I'll tell you what would happen.
I've seen his hands.
Tell you what would happen though. There's gonna be a fight breaking out. There's gonna be a few slashes, a few swear words. No doubt.
You might, yeah, Cody.
well, who's winning that one?
Cody, you'll get by one time, and
I don't
then
know,
your
like,
ankle breaks.
My brother's definitely a better fighter than me, but like I don't know, like I'll get a shot in somewhere.
We've had
I'll get my
It's
money's
like-
worth somewhere.
Or he'll mentally mess me up because he'll say something ruthless. Yeah, dude. No, I'm kidding. I think it would be good though because just I mean, Cody with the hands, what have you. It's like I get my hands ain't on his level, but it's just we both have our pluses and minuses. There's no question. But yeah, man, it'd be fun.
Yeah,
Be
well, we
fun
can set
We
it
got to
up.
do a wing sauce live Milan battle in the corner.
Yeah,
do
money,
like
Full
money
contact.
exchange.
20 reps.
Yeah.
See who gets the most wins.
In
Well,
the
Danny's at the
driveway,
gym
in
right
the
now,
dri-
man. He's gearing up for it.
Yeah, dude. I'm working hard out here, man. Eyes are crossed. And we're crossing ankles too, man. So it's not a big deal.
So, Cody, real quick, this is the first live show that we've done with you guys, and I'm not sure some of the people who are listening may or may not have heard the episode where you and Scars came on. So I wanted you to quickly tell that story of when you guys were rifling golf balls off of was it off of the back deck?
No, it was actually like we lived on the third floor in our apartment at Michigan State, and one night it was after the season, and we had a few pops that night, and we came home and it was getting warm out, so we were in a golf phase. I had my golf clubs upstairs, and I'm like, man, like, why don't we just like go hit a few golf balls like out, not into the street or anything, but just like out into like a nowhere area. I mean, there's a few things around that.
At people.
Something eventually got hit, but I'll get into that. So I just started hit 3 or 4 balls, and then finally I was like, all right, I'm just gonna hit one more. And he started filming, so I was like, all right, like something's got to happen here. And I just smoked the ball, and I took my club, and I launched my driver like probably 40 yards in the air, and it smokes a street light, and it hits a few power cords, and you just see the apartment building next to us, like a half the building, just like all the lights just go off. And like Scars is like, oh my god, dude, you just knocked the power out of that building. I just ran inside, didn't even like my driver probably sat wherever like out in this little field probably for a week. I did not go and get it.
Somebody
I
was
was
in
so
that.
worried that
Somebody's probably in that building studying for finals, and they're like, "What the? Are you kidding me?"
I know. and just a driver just hits an electrical pole and just knocks out freaking power. But yeah, no, there's a video of it. I wish I could show everybody. It's pretty jokes.
Oh man,
It's so insane.
yeah. I forgot to ask in the beginning, guys. Did you guys actually, Cody? I'll ask you because I just remember when there was like big games on this stuff, and you have a team. Like typically the guys would get together, or at least a group of guys. Did you do anything for the Super Bowl? And then Dan, same question to you. But how was this past Sunday?
Yeah, we got the whole group got together and everyone brought something. My house, we brought over guacamole and chips. Yeah, we all got together and obviously we did squares and guys were betting on the games and yeah, it was a fun time and I was glad to see Matt Stafford get the win. I'm a big Stafford fan. I always have been since he was with the Lions, so that was good to see. It was a fun time.
It took him 5 months, dude.
I know, it's crazy.
5 months
Has
away
nothing to
from
do with
the
the
garbage
Lions.
organization.
Yeah,
Has nothing to do with the Lions at all.
Right?
it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
No, nothing to do with the
Not
Lions.
even like the Lions. It's just sad to see. It really is. It
They
is
God.
got to
sad
sell
to
the
see.
team, man. The fourth got to get the hell out of there. I don't know what else
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah,
I agree.
Brutal.
I agree.
What about you, Dan? What were you up to?
I think I probably had more of an eventful Saturday night. I'll tell you about
Let's
that
hear
in
about
a
it.
second.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll warm you up. Right, it was.
give me the
I guess
primer.
going into. Yeah.
Prime
So
up.
for the Super Bowl, basically just went to a buddy of mine's who's a friend of his that now is a friend of mine. What have you? Basically just watched it with a bunch of people, had some really good food, what have you. But I was still recovering from Saturday, So I will say, man, and I'd never done this before, right? So I took a couple shots of Everclear before the night started off, and
wow.
What?
Oh, what?
Dude, hey man, I'm just telling you right now, that was no joke. I mean, it was just here. I'll put it in perspective, right? And listen, this isn't every night. This isn't like Dan's just out of control. It's just like I was free in my spirit for sure, and I was with some people that I have a lot of fun with, and we're at a house, and I guess. Well, I'm not gonna say I guess like I didn't know I was doing it, but I went out to the backyard, right?
Happened to go out in the back.
I was doing this all while I was DJing. So I was DJing this. It was a girl's birthday party, right? It was a girl's birthday party, and I was DJing. And I don't know how I was DJing while I was doing this extracurricular stuff too. I was outside, and I'm freaking Anyways, I'm out in the backyard, and I took my shirt off, and I was running around, and I started doing like Tai Chi, I was doing like this, and I guess everybody not everybody in the party, but they were I was with this group called the Sunset Chasers, and it's a group of me and some of my good friends, which I think you guys all know, John Baker and Arthur Grimm and those guys. We were all out there. Connor Schmidt. And
Guys just feed off of each other. That group just feeds off of each other. One person just takes it to another level.
That's 100% what it is. You try not to get to JB's level all the time, or ever. But I will say I was doing Tai Chi in the backyard, and then I ran to the front, and I was taking it back to the Jim Brown days, practicing my 40-yard dash, in the street. So, but I guess the boys said I looked pretty quick, so that's a good thing.
Still got it, baby.
Got it.
Norfolk needs a new D-man.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I still got it. I texted Cody. I'm like, hey, man. Listen, I got a spot
early in the
out.
year when there was bodies going down, it definitely wasn't out of the question. I guess it still never is. You never really know. But
Yeah, seriously.
there was guys. I had buddies that haven't played in a few years that teams needed players, and they just signed and played for a weekend. So
Yeah.
it would have been fun to get my brother up here, but our D-men never really went down got it back. Our team got COVID, but they just canceled all the games. So, but it's not out of the question. You never know.
Have you guys ever played together?
No, and that would be awesome to do. Obviously, it's something that we always wanted to do. We played summer league together, but
For sure.
yeah,
But not
the same as
Is it
regular
4 years
season.
difference, guys?
Yeah,
4 years.
So it was I was a senior and he was still in 8th grade or whatever. So it was it would have been cool But he got to play with you guys. You got to play with Connor and Blackie, and too bad Tanner wasn't still there. You guys would have freaking gone on and
it would done.
That was a wild year. 2011
wild year.
was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Good. If you look back at where everybody went, actually from 2010 and 2011, and like I don't know, even your guys', I think when you guys were on, or maybe it was just Scars, we were talking about your class as well. Like kind of that stretch of our high school days at St. Mary's was, I mean, it's pretty incredible when you look at how many people went to actual like real hockey like systems, whether it be junior A or professional hockey or whatever, in Division I college all the way to Division III. Like it's pretty crazy. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. I mean, dude, here's the one thing I will say this, and I wish they would do this, man, is the amount of good hockey players that came out of that school. Like, it should not just be, Petrie, Josh Schaefer and Patrick Nagerson and myself. Like, the only ones on the, like, everybody should be there. Like, Connor, Cody, Scars, freaking, like, all these guys. Why are they not showcasing them? They need to put these freaking guys' pictures on there and like a wall of fame or something when you're going out for the ice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've always thought that.
They have the wall of fame, but it's like they haven't really they haven't updated it or even like
it's very selective too. Like I know like Mitch Laflamme, he went in there after he started for Adrian. He wanted to get his picture up there, and I don't know if that was just for him to kind of get back at Clanny or whatever, but I'm not sure. But yeah,
I'm going up. You can believe that.
He's like, I'll put my picture up.
Yeah.
Want me to take your test? I'll take your test.
One game or zero, not 0 games, that wouldn't count. But if you had one game, like, dude, tier 1 junior or higher, even I don't know, you put anything that's showcases your program, and I think that's what they
just looks better for the program.
100%.
There's no bad that can come from it.
No,
it's good publicity. It's good.
It gets those younger players excited. They're like, oh shit, look at all these players that came out of here and went somewhere.
If anything, they're going to run out of room. There's that many people.
Yeah, exactly. Think about somebody who's on a tour. An undecided 8th grade players coming in and goes, wow, look at all these players who have gotten to a next level, whether it be junior, whether it be college, whatever it is, whether it be pro. So if they were able to showcase that, I really do think that would be a huge difference maker.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
It wouldn't cost much either.
No,
it wouldn't cost anything. How much
just Google it.
They got a new scoreboard. You
got a red field.
Red field, like, hey, baby, we can get some picture frames. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not a big deal.
Dan's like, I'll make them. I'll make the picture frames.
Well, no,
put the pictures up.
I'd make them out of bones, dude. Like out of like.
Oh, damn.
I don't know what I'm saying. I'd get weird with it.
Wait, I want to
frames by Aegis Milan.
Nails, barbed wire, and bones are the first freaking 3 to come out. Yeah. No.
Well, I was going to try to switch gears before we got that deep, but we were already on the bones topic. Anyway, Milan, you mentioned, it actually sparked my memory here. So you mentioned Jim Brown. That actually made me think of some other summer workouts that we were doing, and I'm trying to bring it back into Red Wing. Actually, before I ask this, is Norfolk, who are they affiliates with? Is there a few teams? Like, I know ECHL, like there's like multiple teams sometimes.
We're affiliated with like Carolina Hurricanes, and then our AHL affiliate is Chicago Wolves.
Oh, okay, cool, nice. Because I was gonna ask about the Red Wings. So there was some news recently with Horkoff and Milan. I know, like, I worked out with a little bit over the summer. I didn't know if I know that you worked out with him quite a bit in like kind of the Mike Knight days, right? Do you have? I don't know. I mean, the few times I met him, I mean, he's very businesslike, and now he's. The reason I bring it up is he was actually promoted. Now he's like the general manager of the Griffins. and assistant GM of the Red Wings, which seems like it's a pretty fast track in the NHL compared to like everything else I've seen. But I don't know if you know him well enough to even talk about like his hockey IQ or anything like that. I just know his workouts were kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, I will say, yeah, to touch on that, like when I was signed with Tampa, like it was, Julian Breezebois is now the GM now, and he was the assistant GM when I was there. So, not there, but I was in their system, right? So, Horkoff, I mean, yeah, the guy was a machine. Like he was a beast. Like they named the freaking conditioning drill at Michigan State after the guy. Like the guy was a beast, and we worked out with a bunch of them. Draper, a few other guys. Some you'd be surprised, not so much. And I think we know who we're talking about if you worked out there. There were some guys that were just like, wow. Not only am I not a fan of the work ethic, but the attitude's just really putting me off right now. There's only a few guys, but Horkoff, he was a beast. On the ice, I think the number of years he played in the NHL, there's no question the guy was.
He was a captain too, right? And
he was a captain.
And was it Dallas or Edmonton when he was the captain? I kind of forget, but it was kind of during that time period where he was running drills, and I'm like, oh man, this guy is.
It was Edmonton. It was Edmonton. So he had some seasons where he put up some stupid numbers. Like I know he had some really good seasons. So I don't know. I wasn't on ice enough to say like, there were guys that did impress me. Like, and these guys are all stars. Zetterberg was crazy. You see guys like Kucherov, you see guys like Marty St. Louis, like being on the ice with guys like that. It's special. It's like weird.
Was Vinny out there too?
Vladdy?
No, Vinny Lecavalier, or was he already gone at that point?
Lecavalier was there. Yeah, he was there. That was his last season when I was coming into pro. But he actually was leaving that year. So I saw him when I first signed. He was there, pulled up, first time I'm in the meeting. All these guys are just walking in the meeting, right? And there's Stevie Y and Guy Boucher, like all these guys are at the front. Pat Peak, they're all up at the front, and then you just see like Lecavalier, St. Louis, Stamkos, Kucherov was still young at that point. But these guys are walking in, and you see these freaking Ferraris and black Lamborghinis pull up, and like, it was crazy. So, but like, I don't know why I went tailed off on that. Lecavalier, dude, I couldn't move the guy. Like he was in the corner, and I'm just like trying to move the guy. He wasn't really doing much. He was just like immovable. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna try and stick on puck this one, and hopefully he passes it.
He's built like a redwood.
Dude, he was.
Man.
I walked. So here's I walked upstairs for like post skate meal, right? Because they have unbelievable food at that level. It's like they hook you up with the top notch stuff, and there's a lot of good choices. But here's Vincent Lecavalier sitting by himself at one of the round tables, and he's just got a mound of spinach, and that's all it was on his plate. It was just spinach.
That's like Popeye.
Popeye for sure.
Yeah. I went and sat over there because I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna sit over here. Like he's by himself. Like, dude, like I'm just gonna sit over here, whatever. And he introduced himself and I'm like, hey, Dan. He's like, hey, Vincent. I'm like, oh,
yeah, I
no
know.
way. Is this? Just kidding. Like I knew this guy. Like his freaking jersey was retired, and Rimouski, his jersey's retired.
You should have asked what his name was.
What's your name, dude? I'm not going to say names on here, but that St. Mary's kid that did that to Cody after he was talking about Cody is the funniest thing ever.
I'll never forget that.
I don't think I heard this.
So
it's hilarious.
I'm not going to name names. It's just at the time, I was, I think I was getting ready to play juniors, or I'd played a year of juniors, and there was a young like guy, freshman or sophomore at St. Mary's, and
how old were you?
He wouldn't stop and he was good. He was good friends with or not good friends with Scars, but he was like talking to Scars all the time, like working St. Mary's summer camps, and like he'd always all he did was like talk about me and Dan and other guys, and like then finally I come out and and I introduced myself to the guy, and he acted like he had no idea who I was. He's like, "Who are you? Like, what's your name?" I'm like, is this the dude that's been like talking about me for the last 2 months nonstop and messaging me, and then now he's acting like he doesn't know who I am.
The
So I don't
big
know if he
dog,
was just
you.
nervous or what, but I was like, dang, that hurt. That one stung.
Yeah, that
Oh,
one.
man.
You clearly haven't forgot about it. That's why you play the game
Yeah.
right now. It's like send him a message after every game.
Yeah, no,
So
that's
you
my
see that?
motivation to this day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, chip
Um,
on your shoulder.
you gotta have it. You really do. It's smart. Switching gears a little bit again, but so first of all, have you guys been watching the Olympics? And I know just the hockey community, it's pretty small. And now that NHL players aren't playing, have you guys had any time on that, or do you know anybody? I know it's a lot of collegiate guys and some younger, some older guys, but I wish I had the roster in front of me because there's a few Michigan people, but I don't know if you've been able to catch any of the Olympics in general or hockey.
I have. I watched the Canada game after one of my games in the hotel. It came on. I can't say. I don't think I know anyone personally. I definitely skated with some guys and played against some guys, but I don't have any like buddies or anything on the team. But yeah, it's definitely interesting that when the NHL guys aren't playing, like obviously, I think it would be really fun to see all the NHL guys playing in the Olympics, but it's pretty cool when you see guys that guys that played in the AHL or like college guys like getting a chance to play in the Olympics. It's also pretty special too.
Like a guy like Mealy,
definitely
like Andy Mealy is
Michigan guy too.
That's kind of one of the guys that I think about. I'm like a smaller guy that like has incredible skill, works hard, like good at work ethic, and has been playing for so long. And didn't he win? I feel like in college he was winning like. Or putting up crazy numbers. I don't know if he won anything, but either way, that's cool to see kind of those guys that wouldn't get a shot if they had NHL players.
Like, I mean, people will understand too. Like, I mean, some people might watch and be like, who are these guys? Like, where do they even play? Like, all those guys, especially the college guys. A lot of those guys on that team are, they're going to be special talents in the NHL probably someday. But like some of the guys that play like in the KHL or the AHL or like leagues over in Europe, like people don't understand like those guys are like how good they actually are. Like they are unbelievable players. Like it's just because they're not in the NHL, it doesn't mean they're not like special talents. Like those guys are still like unbelievable players.
And like sometimes you talk to some of these guys, like even you guys, where you played with NHL players, like skated with them, but then you also skate with some of the guys overseas, and there's not really a difference, but they maybe didn't catch a break in the hockey world where their actual like their skill level, everything they played for, they're just as good, and maybe not like a top tier NHL player, but they have all the pieces there, and they just, I mean, hockey's such a funny game. You miss like a few breaks, you miss a few games, you get injured or whatever, and like that's it. But then they go play in Europe and they're tearing it up, so it's good for them.
Yeah.
I had a.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry, Dan.
No. I was just gonna say, I mean, there's several of those guys that probably if they got not to say they're unlucky because they're definitely in the freaking Olympics and they probably have there's probably some of them that look at Abdelkader. I mean, the guy put up really good numbers in the NHL. Like the guy played a lot of years and like he's in it, what have you. Like a lot of these guys, they're all studs. I guarantee you all of them probably could be in the NHL with some team somewhere.
Some of them were, right?
Well, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly, 100%. But man, I don't know. I know a couple guys though on the Olympics. On the like Patrick Nagel was a goalie that I played with in Fort Wayne and Florida. He's I think he's the third guy or the backup at for the USA team. But a guy that I played with at Fort Wayne's coaching on the Chinese, what's the women's team? It's Chinese women's team. That guy's the man. I mean, you know a bunch of these guys, man. So
I figured the hockey community is so small, especially when they take out the NHL players. Chances are, with us being from Michigan, either we've skated with them in the summer, worked out with them, or played against them, or played with them. But that's sweet. And speaking of guys, go ahead, Tyler. Did you want to say something?
Oh no, I was going to bring up. So both Cody and Dan were both saying that some of those guys are obviously very good, talented hockey players, and I know Dan. I'm not sure, Cody. Maybe you have played with him in the summer, but Vlad Nemesnikov. Now Dustin has a story about going to a game And Dustin, I'll let you take it over from here. And I want to see what the Milan brothers have to say about this.
So I went to a Red Wings game and I had the opportunity to have a in-game play-by-play announcer in front of me the whole time. And he was letting me know how mediocre Vladdy Nemesnikov was. And that was his 500th game he was skating in that night, mind you. And he's like, yeah, he's all right. I played with him. He said he's played with him in Eastside Elite. And I sent a picture to Connor, and Connor's like, I've never seen that dude in my life.
I was like, I won the league with him. I was like, send me a picture of him. I have a picture of me, and there, he wasn't. I think he was showing off to a girl. But anyway, I stood up for Vladdy. But anyway, go ahead, Dusty.
Yeah. So needless to say, he's like, yeah, he's not that good. He's an okay player. I could probably, I'm probably better than him. I was like, what the fuck?
Which is why you paid money for a ticket to go watch him. But okay.
Yeah. And so I sent, and then this also alludes to Connor sending me a picture of himself and saying, I was like, where are you? And he's like, oh, I'm right here. He sends, did he send another picture, Tyler?
I sent when we won Eastside Elite, wearing the orange jerseys. I don't even know what our team name was, but Vladdy was playing there. Yeah, the Rockies, and Vladdy was playing on the team, and so I was telling them, I'm like, it was incredible. There's unreal talent in the league, right? You're like playing against players that are super, super good, playing NHL games on a regular basis, and Vladdy was probably the most fun to watch because of his skill level and like the things he could do with the puck. I'm like, I don't know, for me, I know there's other players that are probably like quote unquote better than him. Like again, this is I don't even know how many years ago. He was super young, but I'm like, watching this guy do stuff with the puck and what he can kind of do in the corners and his speed. I'm like, this guy was incredible. I don't know what that guy was talking about, but anyway, I thought you guys would enjoy that because I know you played with him more than I have.
Yeah, Vladdy. I mean, Vladdy's like, he doesn't play normal. Like, he doesn't play like, you look at him, man, like he's just like unique, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like a designer freaking player. Like he's got his own stride, but it's super smooth, and he kind of stick handles, but he doesn't over stick handle. But it's like his moves are silky. Like the first game he walked out with us, I can't remember. He was like something happened to his car, had like a flat tire or something. So he was running late, and he shows up to the game like, no warm up, nothing. Goes right out there for the first face off. I don't know who was taking the face off, but it passed right over to Vladdy. Vladdy made a move on a guy, went down, breakaway, freaking scored. I was like, all right, this is going to be a fun summer. So,
yeah, it was. I got to play with him most of those summers, like on the line with him, and it was so fun. I mean, like how many times he set me up and just like playing with guys like that, like make you a better hockey player. Like you could just see the way he skates, see the way like where he goes, like what kind of plays he makes. Like it was just fun playing with him, and it like
hockey IQ is crazy, right?
Too. Yeah, and you pay attention to that stuff, you can pick up on it, and it'll help you as a player. But yeah, like he's so smooth. Like he's the definition of like smooth is fast. Like he just get the puck and like smooth and just he doesn't look like he's like trying that hard, but he's just blowing by guys just so like effortlessly.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then when Dustin said that, I was like, I like couldn't even say what I wanted to say. I'm like, that just doesn't make sense from from a player that would. Yeah, it was weird. I'm like, I can see
this guy's saying that he's better than him. Why is that guy on the ice or playing somewhere else in the NHL?
Exactly.
He's like, hold on, let me pay for this ticket, pay for parking, I tore
my meniscus. That's the only reason I'm not in the league. Meanwhile, you got 4 hot dogs and 6 slices of Little Caesars hot and ready.
Yeah,
it's just politics, man. That's why I didn't make it. It's just politics.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
I'm actually better than him.
It's only because he knew people. Yeah. Got here. Yeah. So they always say not to judge a book by its cover, but I'll tell you what. When you see a name like Vladislav Nemesnikov, you think this guy can't speak English. Like he can't. He's going to be like, that's it, right? I didn't know that he was born in Russia, but he like grew up in Michigan. I didn't know that. Were you guys kind of blown away too? When you heard him talk, you're like, oh, you're actually like.
I didn't realize. Well, I saw when he got drafted. So I saw when he got drafted, I was like, they were talking about his story, and they said that exact story. Right? He played for the Troy Sting, and then he went back over to Russia, and then he came back over here when it was time to play for the OHL or whatever. Yeah, I mean, He doesn't have an accent really.
Mm. Does he?
He doesn't
Does
have
he? Was he drafted by Yzerman, or was he?
Yeah.
Or was it somebody?
Yeah, by the
okay,
Lightning.
so yeah, I knew it was by the Lightning. I just didn't know when like Yzerman's tenure started there versus that. But
That was an Yzerman's first. That was an Yzerman's first. That was like his first year.
Yeah.
2011, first round, 27th overall.
Yep.
Not too bad.
So,
I mean, he clearly likes him. Obviously, I mean, he brought him here, and he's been in what 4 teams? Rangers, Avalanche, obviously Lightning, and then the Wings. I don't know where else, but I know we're talking a lot about Vladdy, but I love Vladdy, so
I do too.
Yeah,
he's a good player.
Yeah, it's sweet, and I love that he's getting some time on the first line too. I know he was Zadina went up there now, but he got some time with Larkin and Raymond, so get a couple more points. But he's been doing fine on any line. He's been getting points left and right, so good for him.
I had a quick question to bring up about Dan, because I know we got about 10 minutes left before we have to start wrapping up here. But so last year's Stanley Cup, I saw that Pat Maroon shot the puck into the Dallas Stars bench. Now, we have had this happen before. We know somebody who's done this. Dan, you wanna tell a story about somebody who's done that before?
Well, I don't know if I could tell you about anybody that's done it before me. I did watch videos to make myself feel better after I did it. I mean, there was one guy, he didn't get any games. It was like 10 years prior, and he just came over he wasn't even at the red line yet, and he just freaking clapped it into the freaking bench. Nothing. So, I mean, yeah. Anyways, I'll tell you what went into that one, right? Like, so, I don't know. I'm pretty calm, cool, and collected out there. I stirred the pot, but I was always calm when I was doing it because I was trying to be, like, tactful the way I was getting people under people's skin. But anyways, I'm out there. Like, I'm having a pretty good game. I make, one play where – and the guy – I still remember the play – and, I was making an overpass. It was about to be a smooth play, but the guy, like, just nicked it, went down. Okay, we're ripping around our defensive zone for a minute, and, like literally a minute, and they scored. And I'm going back to the bench, and, this coach didn't really yell at me. Like, he didn't say much, and I was like, I was, all right, cool, whatever. Boom, shake it off. That's it. So it is what it is. Then I go out there again, and there was like this one wasn't my fault at all, and it was like it was just a different part of the ice. It was like a shot from the point, and I like whatever goes in. So I'm -2. All right, then it's second period, and this guy goes to change on the back check on my team while the guy's going on a breakaway. So I jump out there. I'm like, you pieces,
-3,
and I'm freaking and. -3,
the worst.
And then there was a guy on that team that already I didn't like him. Cody actually had played with him before when he was younger, but he came around and he was saying stuff all game, and I'm -3, whatever. Guy skates by my bench and says something to me, and I was just like, you know what, dude? If we win this face-off, I'm shooting it at him on the bench, and. Yeah, but I'll be honest with you. Like, there was a lot of other. Like, I was pretty stressed out too. Like, I knew it was going into that game, so I already had some stress going into the game. Like, I'd say quite a bit. And I won. They won the face-off. Went to my backhand, turned around, and freaking ripped it. And just happened to shoot. Just happened to miss the guy and shoot the head coach in the arm when then come to find out that the freaking head ref from the league was in the stands.
Oh no.
So the coach showed the head ref, and like the guy had a freaking massive bruise, welts, whatever. And then okay, so I got 16 games, and it was pretty good size expansion for the league, and it was I got traded halfway through my suspension. So a lot left. It was a lot. A lot happened, dude. A lot happened very quick. But,
it's good. It's a good story though.
It really,
God. it's one of those things, dude, where it's like you're kind of embarrassed about it. Like it's like, dude, geez, oh, Pete, really, you freaking did that, eh? But then there's like part of it where it's like, this dude's kind of crazy though. I kind of like it, It's like, I feel like that's there's definitely like a freaking teeter-totter of pluses and minuses to it. So I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, just that kind of stuff. Like I don't want to say like it happens all like people shooting pucks on the bench all the time because that doesn't happen all the time. But like, there's nothing to be embarrassed because like I mean it's just hockey. Like shit gets heated. And there's sometimes it's a little overboard. But I mean like I see it all the time. Like in our last game, like. A guy gets off the bench, fights a guy on another team on South Carolina, and then he's, running his mouth after the fight to our whole bench. We got some, pretty psycho people on our team that I love, and then they go over and start chirping him before he's getting in the box, and this guy just got done fighting, so he's all pissed off. And sucker punches the guy, like sucker hammer fist punches him, knocks him to the ice. The guy on our team takes his stick. Like full on, like he's gonna hit a drive, like hit a golf ball, and hits him in the back of the leg as hard as I've ever seen anyone do. And like both, like the guy who sucker punched the guy got suspended, and the guy who slashed him got suspended. So like, I mean, there's always crazy stuff going on like every year. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, speaking, I mean, go ahead, Dan.
Well, I was gonna say that I played with that guy that did that over the ice thing from Jacksonville. My boy Howie, dude. Listen, I'll tell you right now, that's the nicest dude ever. That's what. If you guys know the video, he's over the red line, whatever. Like,
we'll post it.
I'll tell you right now, the freaking other team was like, dude, I don't want any part of you. I've never seen us. Like, he is a very smooth fighter, and he's the nicest guy off the ice. Nicest guy.
Can I interrupt it? That video the guy he was like going at it with is the guy who sucker punched the guy on our team.
No way.
Like, guys are always just like, it's always the same guys, man.
You don't want to have that. You don't want to have it when guys like that are coming after you. I'll just tell you that right now. Like those guys will look at like before the game who's got the fights and they'll do their research and stuff. And it was like, I had a fair amount of fights a few years in a row, and it was like, there were some of those guys where I'm like, dude, I don't want anything to do with you. Like you're just
like Trevor Gillies.
Absolutely. That guy was like, he's talking to me, man. I'm coming around. We were friends on Instagram, and I'm coming around, and he'd comment on my stuff sometimes, right? And I'm going to this game, I'm like, dude, Trevor Gillies is on this game, and I'm skating around past the red line. I see Trevor Gillies just, stretching out the groins, just like staring at me. He's like, hey, Style and Milan. Hey, Style and Milan. And he's like, hey, man, I love your feed, man. I love your feed. Keep doing it. Whatever. Next thing you know, puck drop, this guy turns into a complete demon. And I'm telling you, he's yelling at me through the glass. He's like, you mother, you know what I'm saying? He's just freaking going, reeling off, and he's it's not even like he's talking to you. It's like he's barking. Like it's like he's growling and talking. It's two languages in one, dude. And
like he's possessed.
He hammered me twice. Me twice, and I think one actually put me out for I had headaches. I had headaches for a month. I got onto the bench and I was yelling at the ref like, "How did you not call that?" And I semi-passed out. I caught myself, and after the game though, dude, I'm walking to my car, and
hey,
there he is. He's like, hey, Style and Milan, we got to get a picture together. I'm like, dude, you just freaking put me like in the next world for the next month.
He's like, I don't even know who you are, man.
I got that.
Remember
I got that picture too. So I'll have to send it to you boys.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah, that is that's fun. At any league, there's going to be guys like that. I mean, especially in the coast and the AHL, I feel like you get some strange characters. You get like some of the best players, the most fun players ever to watch, and then you get some players that are super fun to watch on like a different way. Some psychos.
Let me ask a question real quick to Cody, because I don't even really know this, man. Like, what craziest guy you ever played with? There's no names. You don't even have to say the team or whatever. But like the craziest thing that you've seen, if you feel like sharing.
Me?
Yeah, I can start it off.
Dan's like,
craziest
well, there was
thing.
this one thing that there's a guy that shot the puck in a bench, and like he got that for 16 games. It's like,
no, this is worse. But go ahead, Cody.
I'm just trying to think of like I've seen some things. Obviously, I've only played 2 years, or not even 2 years yet. But I mean, honestly, like what I saw last weekend happened might have been one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Like
Just
I was
sucker
on the
punch.
ice for it, and just being in front, like it wasn't just like your average, like it wasn't just your average, like oh I'm gonna get a little shot in here, sucker punch. Then it wasn't your average two hand. Like this was like old time hockey when you see like the videos of guys like swinging sticks at each other's face and stuff like that. Like
The wires just crossed.
Yeah.
Dino
But,
Cicerelli.
I can't think of anything off the spot. I mean, God, we could go on for another hour about like little stories and stuff that I've seen. But go ahead, Dan, if you got them.
Oh, there'll be a part 2 with
Yeah, I
you
feel like-
guys.
Oh yeah, have to.
Listen, if we want to, if we want to freaking hold this one off for the future, but I'll tell you, I mean, if you want me to share it, if we want to wrap it up, baby,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's wrap it up with this story.
Yep, wrap up the story. I like it.
Yeah, this is perfect. All right, well, so I'll tell you this right now, right? I'm one of the last guys to usually go out for the period, and to get on the ice. But we're going out for the second period, and I don't remember what the score was. And real quick, listen, this is high level hockey, and a lot of these guys are respectable, really down to earth, But there's a lot of them, like we just said, have a little screw loose. This guy might have had, I don't know, 10, probably all of them. And I'm going on. So I get out, I put on my shoulder pads, right? I turn back around, and it's just me and this guy, and this guy's in the middle of the locker room, and he doesn't have any of his upper body gear on. He's got his hockey pants down, and he's just freaking urinating in the trash can. And and I'm like this is a game. Like this is real life. This is crazy. Like this is we're out
pissing
here
contest.
doing our game. Yeah. And when we go out there, and I'm just like, dude, there's no way I just said that or just saw that. And I'll tell you right now, this individual in general had a lot of crazy stories. But guy urinating in the locker room, and it's professional hockey. So there you go.
You get some crazy. I remember when I was 16, my first junior camp, and it was a USHL camp. I don't know, one of those ones you go to. First kind of one you go to, and you kind of get the experience of these players that are 20, 21 years old that have been in the league, and that probably aren't playing after, but have been playing there for a while. This guy, we're in the tunnel at the exhibition game right at the camp. He takes off his jersey, takes off his elbow pads, takes off his shoulder pads, puts his jersey back on, and points to a bigger guy on the other team and says, "We're going." And he's taping up his wrists in the tunnel before we go out. And I'm like, what the fuck? I need to get out of here. So I'm like, and then I find out he's 21 years old. He's like, I'm aging out, whatever. And he was playing in the USHL. He was a good player, obviously, but he was a tough guy there, and you just don't see that
slamming beers on the bench.
No, I mean he was a good player, but he was just psycho. And there's players that are just like that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway,
part of what makes him effective sometimes.
Yeah, no kidding. Glad he was on my team. But anyway, yeah, thanks for coming on, guys. I don't have anything else. I don't have you guys on again. Dan, enjoy basketball. Cody, enjoy the rest of the season. Looks like you're turning it up so far. So, keep it up.
Appreciate it.
We need another dance by the end of the year, Cody. We gotta get another one in.
We'll think of something. Hopefully, I score another goal.
We'll
think of something. Yeah.
That won't be a worry. Thank you very much, guys. We really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. It's fun to be.
Thanks, guys.
Always.
So.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I love it. Thanks for having me, baby. I appreciate it.
Cool. Yep. All right. See you guys.
All right, guys. See ya.